Hi everyone, my name is Tony Xavier and I'm the Chief Learning Officer of IMS and author of the book Bell the Cat. Welcome to the next video in the series of mathematical reasoning numbers. The first one was arithmetic. Here we're going to look at the kind of sets that have been asked of late in the last few years in the DILR section, which are completely related to math and which is why I call them mathematical reasoning. In this particular set, the concept that is tested is prime factorization. Let's look at the set. Startup tokens. A token has a face value of 2, 3, 5, 11 or 13. Okay, that's the face value of a token. Each interviewer awards tokens of a single face value only. So there is an interviewer and there is a token, and each interviewer awards the tokens of a single face value. Funding is 1,000 times the product of the face values of all tokens. So if you have what you call 1,000 times the face, so if you have 2, then the funding, if you get a token of 2, the funding is how much? 2,000. For example, if a candidate has tokens with face values 2, 5 and 7, they get a funding of 1,000 into 2 into 5 into 7. If I get 3 tokens, product of the tokens multiplied by 1,000. Pragya, Kahira, Rashida, Smera and Tantra were 5 candidates. The funding they received in descending order were 390,000, 210,000, 165, 77 and 66. Now, straight away, when you read this set, we discussed in one of the commandments that understand and interpret the rules given in the set itself before you go to the conditions. We ignore them, right? Now, before you go to the conditions, one thing you know is that all of the 5 people got funding, right? PQRST, and the numbers are there, and it's a product. Now, you can see that all of these token values are prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 or 13. So each of these, how many tokens did each of these people get? And so each of these numbers, 390,000, 210,000, 165,000, 76, because each of this is a product of these prime numbers, you have to factorize these numbers. Right? That is the first task. You might not do it straight away because it always makes sense to read the whole set and then start doing. But one thing you know is that you have to factorize the numbers. Now you go ahead. The following additional facts are known. Fatima awarded tokens to everybody except Kahira, while Adira awarded tokens to no one except Pragya. Rashida received the highest number of tokens, but she did not receive one from Esther. And there is, one more condition. Biti awarded a token. So you know what? There are 5 people, and how many people are there who are actually doing the interview? You have Fatima, you have Adra, you have Esther, you have Biti, and you have Dhanvi. You have 5, 6 people. The information is still a bit incomplete. Right? Now let's look at the questions. How many tokens did Kahira receive? Direct question, you straight away will get an answer. Who among the following definitely received? Must be true, that means one answer. How many tokens did Chaya award? Here you are learning the name of the 6th person in the panel, right? Or the 6th interviewer in the information they did not give. So how many tokens did Chaya award? That is also a clear number. How many tokens did Smera receive? That is also a number, right? Which of the following could be the amount of funding that Tantra received? Which of the following could be the amount that Tantra received means what? You do not know which is that exact number. It is more than 1. That means before going to solving the set, you know that you are not going to be able to fill the whole table. Some cells will be empty. Some information will be multiple options, right? So that's what, in that way, you know that, okay, after reaching a particular point, you need to go to the questions. If you didn't look at this, maybe you'll spend a lot of time trying to fill those cells also, right? Now let's go ahead. We'll have to break these numbers into that prime factorization. 390 is nothing but what? One thing that you have to look at, because everything is multiplied by 1,000, we can remove 1,000 and only look at prime factorizing the remaining amount, because you don't need to unnecessarily factorize that 1,000 amount, because 1,000 is common to everybody, right? That's the rupees. What will this give us if you remove 1,000? If you remove 1,000, you'll know what tokens did people receive, because it's 1,000 multiplied by the face value of each token. So once you remove 1,000, you will know what tokens did each one receive. And what are all the questions? how many tokens did Kahira receive? How many tokens did Chaya reward? So all the questions are based on number of tokens, right? So if you remove 1000, get the number of tokens. 390 is what? 390 is 13 into 30 or 130 into 30. So 13 into 30 is nothing but what? 13 into 3 into 10, that is 2, 3, 5 and 13. Similarly, 2, 10 is what? 7 3s are 21. 7 3s are 21 and again 10 is another 2 into 5, right? So 7 into 3 into 2 into 5. So you have that 4 tokens there. 165 is 15 11s. 15 11s is again nothing but 15 is 3 into 5, 3 into 5 into 11. Last one is 77, 7 into 11. Then it's 66. 66 is nothing but 11 into 6. 6 is a 2 into 3. So 2 into 3 into 11. So you have the tokens, right? So now you go to solve. Now you go to the conditions. You know the amount, right? How do you represent this? You know the amounts, so you know what are the tokens, right? And the conditions are telling you who gave which token to what. So now you have to figure out who are the interviewees or the panelists and who are the candidates. Candidates we know are next to the amounts. Every person got a unique amount and the interviews are at the top. First one, Fatima awarded tokens to everybody except Kahira, right? Now, Fatima awarded tokens to everybody except Kahira means what? Fatima, out of the 5 people, she gave tokens to 4 except 1. So, if I'm looking at all the columns, right, as somebody who is as one of the panelists, so you know that none of these panelists has actually given tokens to everybody barring 1. Now, in which column is there only 1 blank? Look at it. Column 2, there are 2 blanks. Column 3, there is only 1 blank. Column 5, 2 blanks. Column 7, 2 blanks. Column 11, 2 blanks. Column 13 is the 4 blanks. So the only column with 1 blank is what? Column 3. So that has to be Fatima, right? So that is Fatima. And it said that Fatima awarded tokens to everybody except Kahira. Now that means the person that is a blank under Fatima, that person has to be Kahira. So that is Kahira here, right? So you have Fatima and you have Kahira. Next one, Adra awarded tokens to nobody except Pragya. This one panelist gave a token only to one person. Who is the person who has given only 1 token? See in which column there is only 1 tick. Last column, only 1 tick. That has to be Adra. And the person this was given to has to be that one person. Who is she given it to? That one person is Pragya. So that is Pragya. Rashida received the highest number of tokens that anyone received. So what's the highest number of tokens that anybody has received? It is 4. Pragya has received 4. That is already there. That means the next 4 has to belong to Rashida. So you know that is Rashida. But she did not receive 1 from Esther. So if you look at everywhere, there is a tick for Rashida, but in the last 2 columns, Rashida, there is no tick, right? And she did not receive 1 from Esther. So among the 2 columns with no ticks, one person is A, Adra. That means the other person has to be E, Esther. Because she did not receive 1 from Esther. One title of she did not receive tokens from 2 people. One column has the name A. That means the other one has to be the name E. Biti awarded a token to Smera but not to Kahira. So Biti awarded a token to Smera but not to Kahira. So you know that among P, R and Q, there are 2 rows left. Now you do not know which one is Smera. So you can't fill anything up there. While Dhanvi awarded a token to Kahira but not to Smera. Now Dhanvi awarded a token to Kahira but not to Smera. Now look at who are the people who have given a token to Kahira. Only 2 people, right? Which is column 7 and column 11. Now among column 7 and column 11 already has a name, which is what? Esther E. That means that column 7 has to be the other person who gave a token to Kahira. Who is that other person who gave a token to Kahira? Dhanvi. So this much you know. Now, what are the unknowns? This can be Smera or Tantra. This can be Smera or Tantra. These 2 columns, one of them is Biti, right? One of them is Biti, and who is the other person apart from Biti? If you remember the questions, even if you don't remember the questions, it's fine. Because in question, one of the questions says, who of the following, how many tokens did Chaya award? So these 2 missing columns are B and C, but it's okay, you can leave it here, right? Now we go to the questions. How many tokens did Kahira receive? How many tokens did Kahira receive? We're clearly seeing that that is 2. So you have one question in your bag. Next one. Who among the following definitely received a token from Biti but not from Dhanvi? Should have definitely got a token from Biti but not from Dhanvi. So we start with the thing that who all have not gotten a token from Dhanvi? P has not gotten a token. S and T or S or T has not gotten a token, and even S or T has not gotten a token here, right? So among these 3 crosses, we'll have to see who definitely got a token from Biti, right? And we know Biti is one of the 2 blank columns, right? The columns without a title. One of the 2 is definitely Biti. So we know this or this is Biti, right? Now we are looking at among the red cross marks, which definitely Biti should have given a token to. Now you look at the last row, S and T, and under the columns B. A token of 2 B could have given. A token of 5 B has not given, right? So can you say B has definitely given a token to either Smera or Tantra? I'm not sure, because we don't know whether Biti has given or not. In column 2 there is a tick, in column 5 there is no tick. Now I come to the next one, 165. Even here D there is a cross. I'm going to check. Here a 2 token is not there, but a 5 token is there. So to Smera or Tantra, could Biti have given? Maybe yes, maybe no. You don't know which one, right? But what about this one, Pragya? Pragya, there is a cross against D, and Biti has definitely given because there is a tick mark in both columns, right? So if there is a tick mark in both columns, because you don't know which one Biti is, right? Biti is either this one or this one. And if both columns there is a tick, no matter where Biti is, either column 1 or column 3, which is either token 2 or token 5, because there are ticks under both, then Biti has definitely given a token to one of them. Whether it's here or here, it's a tick against Pragya. So this and this are ruled out. This is the answer. So this is Pragya, right? Now we go to the next question. How many tokens did Chaya award? Now, who do we know is Chaya? Chaya is missing panelist, is either here or here. In both cases, whether it's in this column or in this column, what's the total number of tokens awarded? 3. So that is 3. How many tokens did Smera receive? How many tokens did Smera receive? Smera and Tantra, are either this 165 or 66. In both cases, what's the total? Whichever one Smera is, the total number of tokens is the same. Amount might be different, but total number of tokens is what? 3. Again, that's the answer. One more question. Which of the following could be the amount of funding that Tantra received? Which of the following could be the amount that Tantra received? Very clearly from your table, Tantra has to be either 165 or 66. So it's either 165,000 or 66,000. Yeah. So again, a simple set which is completely based on prime factorization, and which is why I'm calling these mathematical reasoning, because the base is math, and once you do the math, the next step is reasoning, right? You will see this in the remaining mathematical reasoning videos as well. Thank you.